in further against BSC, and you probably want to take the series away.
Okay, right now, my biggest question for the side of Nova is, do they ban out the Organ? Right? We have seen Musang King perform on the Organ. Do they want to ban it out?
I think they should. They need to respect that. And since BSC banned out the Zhang Fei, they know, like, okay, we know the capabilities of this hero. Having the Zhang Guan and the Dolly, it's a great way to be up front, soak everything up, and they don't want that in the battlefield. So far...
Yeah. I like that thought process, but here's something that needs to happen for BSC with this lineup.
Okay.
They need the lead. They need to win the early game. The moment that Shangguan is behind, he's completely useless.
Okay, man, I agree with you. I have some games with this Dolia, and for those of you watching as well, if the Dolia is completely underutilized with the toolkit that it has, all of your damages, ultimates are really not going to make the cut here. If you're up against a team who's into a snowball, regardless of what you have, this Dolia would be in a situation either not to defend, hoping, but having the ban out of the Menki and the Dun, right? Yeah, this adds up like no kind of like hard jungler this time for you guys.
I mean, they are looking to fight against the Ogren. They are inviting Musang King to pick up the mantle of the Ogren again and say, you know what? Potential last series, we will beat you with your best hero.
Oh my goodness, you are just being spicy here, Mr. Sambal. Yo, bro, I think you've been calling a lot of score lines here in our tournament so far. This is just the caliber of our team. If they want to see that, man, they need to be more first to protect themselves if that power pick shows up. So Nova on the last two, Lian Po. Okay, Lian Po with a long, fine. Is the Liu Bang still an option? What? Agudo?
Okay, interesting. I like this. Okay, let's walk through the potential.
Okay.
Right? Wild Growth, you have a massive AoE, slow. The Byron can come in with the flash. Shangguan comes in like one wombo combo, right? Where combination meal, maybe. I don't know.
Are you thinking of a value meal with fries and drinks?
Yes, okay. I am. I'm pretty hungry right now.
If somebody hears him right now, please bring him food. I want to. But if to add this pick, oh my gosh, BSE with the Agudo, we have it. Well, this is the thing we kind of expect on the knockout stage, right? Okay, this is the thing that we kind of expect.
Oh no!
Something different. Okay, I heard you there. How's the Hano doing here? Because the poke, with the scepter here coming from the Hano too. I don't know, man. Like. Come on, your thoughts. Go ahead.
This Hano is going to go full tank. He's going to be responsible to soak up the damage coming in from the side of BSE, and hopefully he doesn't take too much and end up to reset his entire health pool with the Fate Rewind. And welcome, hello to the rest of Nova's lineup. We are fighting 5v6.
Oh my goodness. Let's see how this series folds, guys. It's the game that Nova is on match point. Let's see how this goes. We're seeing an Agudo. What such a cute skin. Aww. Oh my god, I got distracted from there. Okay. Will this work? Because it has a lot of kits in their sleeve in the toolkit. Because the crowd control, yes. You have frontline as well. But will it work though? I've seen some games as this and the tournaments as well too. It has a window. Early game, mid game. Depending on how the damage capability will work against the opposing team. If it has a lot of damage and peel, as you said, if Wendy goes in full tank, that's scary.
Yeah, it is going to be scary. And for the first time in history for HOK, BSC is looking like it's going to meet its maker at this point.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is definitely, they're going deep in the playbook, trying to figure something out with this Agudo pick. Again, I think that we're all kind of caught off guard. This is definitely a pocket pick. We saw Blacklist International pull out a Nezla yesterday, and they had great success with that. So I'm hoping that BSC, like they got something that can kind of work with this, because again, I'm more flabbergasted more than anything else.
Okay, man. Like I know where guys are coming from. Like we've seen like a similar hero pool in terms of like the appearance of how the picks now really matters in the second day of the knockout stage. It'll really work, but this team right now is really not scared to be off meta, mainly because of mainly because of comfort, pocket strategy that might get Nova off guard. Okay,
so they do some damage. Musang King lips away, throws out Furball, and the CY kind of just says hi to him, and that's gonna be the end of that.
And that's actually one of my big concerns here, right? What kind of catch does BSC actually have, right? besides the wild growth, you have to commit Xiang with the electrifying charge and the lightning strike, right? Storm strike. How are they going to reach the backlines of Nova again?
Well, another problem. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Like, we will see that how the adjustment will go for BSC because we wanna check how the front line will be in par in their in their lineup because the Dolly can only do so much. Like, if you wanna activate this, yep, seeing the exchange and minion waves as well. We kind of see the advantage of having Wendy or Hino in the mid lane.
Yeah, this Wendy Hino is going to be a huge problem because once he lands those Scepters of Fates, they will just keep sitting. They'll be sitting duck, right? What else are you gonna do? Do you want to dive in and do you want to try and force out his Fate Rewind? In the meantime, while that's happening, Xuan has full capabilities to dive into your backline, and JR is not going to be a fan of that.
Yeah, Xuan has been amazing in making the opening up the vulnerability of the backline of any team, specifically BSE. Meanwhile, hold that wave pit, they're calling it in.
Oh, the flashback. Muji taking a decent amount, the finishing stroke, and it looks like Zihong will just back off with this one. But they do a little bit of chip damage on this bottom T1. Furball gets recalled, and it looks like Autobot roll out.
Okay, so rolling out, not hitting the cinematic entrance as they would like, but so far dealing some good structural damage, I think.
Yeah, they need to make it work too. Like, okay, we were seeing like the pocket pick, right? The Agudo pick. So far, the gold lead is leaning towards BSE side. We might have seen some less of an engage from them, like no action at all at this moment. But this is just completely focusing onto their momentum.
But one thing that Musang King is doing better in this game than the last one is he's actually roaming between the lanes. Like, there's definitely an impact. There's not too much pressure on him to carry and to just farm. He's actually trying to push it out to give your team a bit of an edge in each of the lanes.
Yeah, so this is like the wonders of having an Agudo, right? You have roam, you have more ways to utilize mobility, and this is just a great way of seeing advantage for Vision as well.
I'm not sure what Siwa is trying to achieve here. He threw everything onto Xiang, and I think they just want to make sure that they get this T1 as a trade to the potential Tyrant.
Yeah, no chance here. Tyrant's gonna be whittled down, no issues. Musang King picks it up with this smite, but they might lose the top T1. They've been pushed away, so if anything, they've kind of scared Xiang away from defending it. BSE looking to kind of make use of that and kind of push the mid lane here.
So I think Nova still wins that kind of trade because they left that all the ultimates right onto Xiang to be like peeled off or even zone out. Mainly because they want to let go of that Tyrant right away because they don't need it just yet. But that turn
Tool of the Death connecting onto 2. That's going to be a nice start. Furball is going to be used to return. Favorite wine. Oh, he gets back to full. Wendy somehow survives. CY continuing on, but the Death at Sunset shuts down Gio.
Wow. First blood. This is a big marker, right? So Nova, once again, they take the best foot forward, but they haven't exactly made it the best trade yet because as of now, BSC is still leading in farm, and they have a T1 taken on the farm lane on the bot as well.
Okay, we were looking at the mirror takedown of objective, but as we go into the items being built up, Blazing Cape picked up by Alain Shuan as well. A great sustainable item as well for diving in. So this is like the thing that we want to see, the staple build that we might expect for an Alain, but one thing also for the mid laner, Zihong also building up this, the tome. Okay,
They have the insatiable tome.
insatiable tome. So
They go right in. CY just doing so much damage. Musang King does survive though. Waypit now on the run. He's going to be chased by Furball, and how can you run from something so cute?
okay, Furball. Okay, will that become a problem? Like slowly building a lead of 1.5, and as I go back to the insatiable tome, the damage is slowly being built up by Zihong here. With the frenzy, it might hurt in 10 minutes, but so far BSC is buying time here, and they secured the Overlord as well.
It's a decent marker, but right now the trades is coming in from the side of Nova as well. And I can start to see why they picked up this Agudo as well. You will notice in the middle of this objective fights, it's all advantage to BSC. They have to stand in the wild growth.
Yeah, and with the growth that you want to keep on building against Nova, you might want to sustain those team fights. And Musang King is again, no stranger for this pick because being tanky.
Oh, they want to go with the favorite wine. Pushes him back. Wendy does survive. Waypit's a little bit low. The Flaming Palm is going to be dodged, excuse me, by the finishing stroke. Jiang survives. Wendy now gets knocked up by that Furball who chases after him. He's going to just reposition himself back in. But with this Vanguard pushing, Nova Esports will hold.
But the map is still in favor of Nova.
Yeah, I mean, it's not yet done, right? Nova right now has building enough tools to be in situations. Again, you mentioned about the insatiable tone being present with Hano too. So countering with damage for damage, but not the moment yet to fight back if you're Nova. But one thing that we're seeing here for CY is the pushes, and we see the duo as well from Suwon up top, continuously putting pressure and eyeing possibly on the T2s.
They might be overextending, right? If you notice the way that Nova has positioned themselves, they're just making sure they cover the side lanes and look for the best possible option to open up BSE as they try to melt this T1 in the mid. And for the first time,
Nova Wild Girl trying to slow him down. Musan King, it looks like he will. It's going to deter them there. Musan King rolls after them. But Wendy throwing out those scepters like they're going out of style does a little bit of damage on a Musan King.
Yeah, this one-on-one, this is a big pillow fight, right? And at the end of the day, it's really who has the advantage in terms of the wave management.
Yeah, top lane, Musan King dealing with CY. He's going to be knocked up. He uses Duel of Death to keep himself alive, but Wave Pit going in, sacrificing himself for the greater good. Jeong looking for the pickoff, trying to go for the finishing stroke, not able to do it onto CY. He's going to back off here, and he does limp away. He survives.
So this is the sustained wonders of this lineup, right? The Musan King picking up the Aguru once more in this draft. It is just working into the front line extension, right? They know that the Dola can't do so much, and we were questioning how will they survive that kind of momentum. Again, it's all about the front line and to the center point of team fight such as the jungler. But I think Musan King kind of learned a lesson like, I don't want to be aggressive. I know you like my Alkin as well. Both have similarities. But in terms of getting that defense right on to team fight such as this, I think they have a better adjustment in terms of countering damage against Nova.
They're still looking for an opening. Right now, Musan King, the Agudo, it's so terrifyingly tanky at this point. It feels like, oh, he's gonna die, and suddenly he is able to tank through so much more. And I feel like Nova might get baited in by this.
Well, I think they're not letting it happen just yet. They want to maintain this kind of waves, they want to counter, but we've seen some mistakes back in the game, like if you did do overextension, if you did stay in a longer position, these two has two things in common. They know how to capitalize on recovery. Quick recovery on mistakes that everybody is overstaying in a certain part of the map, they take it. No wonder here, see
oh, nice Storm Strike. Oh, the Infinite Fastness. Then Sunset, they both take their Ubers on out, and they do survive. Furball chases after them, but with that get out of jail free card, both of them survive.
Yeah, it's an important marker, right? You could see the fear in the eyes of the Nova players the moment they saw that wraparound coming in from BSE, and this time, that pressure is going to crack open the T2
Yeah, but this is an opening. They don't have two ults. That's going to be pretty massive if they're able to capitalize in some way. But Wendy here pushing ahead with those sectors, and we'll see. But CY almost going in 1 versus 3 needs to be careful. Extreme speed under the tower. He will be fine. But Nova Esports, again, slowing the game down.
I think that is just their...
Speaking of slowing the game down, favorite rewind, he's going to back off JR. Sorry, he's doing a ton of damage. Wendy does survive, but another ult that's on cooldown.
Okay, I think that's the main point of this game. Like, Nova eyes on the objective, but the main point of all of this contention is to slow them down. Look at the zone out that they're doing, Ze and Musan King. You were seeing this control from their lineup. They can go in and out.
Jeong going right after Wave Pit. Doesn't actually get the finishing stroke, though. He's going to be back off to safety, but just pushes them away so that Musan King can take a free Titan.
CY saved his teammate's life there with the illuminating slash for good reason as well. BSE now, they have the gold advantage, 3,000 hits. Silently, and suddenly, right? BSE now in the lead in terms of gold, but in terms of map control, I think it's pretty much still in Nova's door.
Yeah, they need to maintain that. They've been losing the kind of exchange mainly because of the frontline damage here. So with that kind of sustain that BSE has right now, this is putting into question what will be the target of Nova. Who will they target, knowing that the frontline is just so high for defense here, and JR being in aggressive positions that they could use it as bait, right?
Yeah, and right now, being baited, they have left the top lane unattended, and BSE obliged. That's a tier 2 down.
Okay, map's in the favor. We're seeing Nova trying to split some
favorite wind back, finishing stroke. Sorry, they're both disengaging at this point. But, you know, again, it's on the edge. BSE pushing them, forcing Nova to do things that they don't really want to do, Furball going into Muji as well, but this T1 is starting to chip out. They need to be careful here, but I think Musan King has done a great job with those wild growth zoning.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's such a huge AoE, right? It's a huge problem. And once again, they open up the space. Now, JR has the freedom to get the rolling rates in.
Yeah, it's not about the size of the wild growth. It's the motion of the ocean, I would say. No?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, so this, excuse me. Okay, we're seeing two Blood Rages here being present from Suwon and Sai, mainly because of the damage that we're about to kind of like dish out coming from Siyang and JR. Considering that he had the 3 items, Daybreaker as well, this could hurt. So the Blood Rage here would really come in clutch in tight situations, but they're really letting go of his major objectives as they go on into this game. Will this be a window of opportunity for BS to be taken? Because there's no commitment just yet, not unless in the map that we're seeing here, will this be a chance to strike?
I feel like if they make the mistake of coming in a little bit too strongly, they might get exposed here. So Nova, they'll do well for themselves. Xuan is the one that's straggler.
Oh, the Death at Sunset keeping him alive. He's trying to stay at heat. Oh, he does have the shield though. He does go get under the tower. He's going to be fine. The Furball onto CY, who does get picked off. JR is doing some serious damage. Now BSC look to focus their attention on this mid T2. They found an opening and they are making Nova Esports pay.
He's out for 30 seconds. That's a long time right now as we approach that 13th minute mark.
Yeah, almost building the lead of 5K as well for BSE. The question is, can Nova defend? So far, they're really making him uncomfortable.
Oh, Xiong still up in front. Finishing strokes just back, but they get the pick off onto Wendy. The Death at Sunset from Juan. He might have gone in too far. He's going to be picked off. The finishing stroke yet again. Waypick gets killed, and that looks like BSE have found a way, but one last hurrah with this infinite fastness. It's Muji against the world, and he's going to be killed, and BSE will take game 4, and we go to a game 5.
Okay, it's going to go to the distance here. BSC says, no, you will not pass. It is going to be the game number 5 in this best of 5 series. And I mean, right now, I can't tell who has the advantage at all.
I think let's put that out of the table, man. Like, we see the thumbs up of Evo coming in from Musan King. You think Ogren is the choice here? Nah. The Agudo. We haven't seen the end of the series, but we've seen